And what is going on YouTube? Just another gaming channel, bringing you just another video. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost the new year. If you're heading out to go party and get drunk and stuff, be careful, guys. Just be careful. Too much drink can ruin everyone's night, including your own, because you'll be ill for the next 3 days. Man, I've not had a drink for, I don't know, 20 years, but I just don't enjoy it. I don't have an issue with drinking. I don't have any, not alcoholic or anything. I just don't like its effects on me. And I never really did. It's something you do when you're like 18, 20 years old. And then I went to uni and like during end of my first year was the last, like, my drinking. I'd worked behind a bar like all the way through college. I'd do 5 days a week at college and then 6 shifts a week at the bar. So I'd do like Monday to Friday through college. Then at the bar I'd work Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday dinner and Sunday night. So it was a hell of a schedule, and then trying to get all the work done at college and then at night, it was really tough actually. It was really tough, and I don't know. I just kind of, cause I just watched people who, like, they were decent friends of mine. You know, I made a lot of friends there and decent people, but some people like who clearly had issues with alcohol, and I just thought, you know. And actually, there was one point where I thought I might be actually having an issue with alcohol, because I didn't drink a lot, but basically, you guys, anyone who's watched me for a while, know that I have like chronic insomnia. I mean, we're talking 3 to 5 hours a month sleep. 5 hours is like a luxury. 5 hours a month sleep is a luxury, and I'm sure there's people out there that don't believe me. I mean, unfortunately, I don't own my own medical. You don't own your own medical records, so I can't request a copy of them. I don't believe, but yeah, I've been going to doctors about my insomnia for 20 years, and finally stopped a few years ago because there's nothing. I knew 15 years ago there was nothing I could do. I've been to hospital. So I. Basically, me and the doctor agreed, look, until there's new treatment out, until there's new medication, because the sleeping tablets that currently exist, while they don't work, they work maybe 3% of the time for me and give me about 10 minutes sleep. They knock everyone else out as if they've had fucking date rape. Sorry, that's not a funny joke. I was trying to just highlight the severity of like how powerful these sleeping aids are for most people. In fact, I'm pretty sure that, you know, in those sorts of crimes, sleeping drugs, cocktail sleeping drugs can be used. But anyway, suffice to say, I do apologise about that comparison there, just in case there's any crazy far left warriors. That joke on my phone, it wasn't really a joke, it was more a comparison. Anyway, my point is about insomnia and the fact and alcoholism. Well, there was one point where a combination of my schedule, university work, and you know, I would be, suddenly I'd fancy a drink at like, because I'd like fall asleep. At that point I was actually still sleeping every night, only for a few hours, but I'd fall asleep, I couldn't keep my eyes open at like, I'd get home from university, from my girlfriend's house, and I'd be there at like, I don't know, like 5 in the afternoon and just could not stay awake, and every day for about 6 months I went to bed at like, you know, I went to bed at like 5 in the afternoon, and yeah, so I'd be awake really early mornings, and I started having like really fancy like a pint of beer at like 4 or 5 in the morning. Now obviously it wasn't like I just woke up and I'd be like, oh, fancy beer. I'd actually been awake for hours at that point. So to me, it was actually more like my you know, it's like no different than going to work and then grabbing a drink after work. It's just my hours are so skewed and reversed that, you know, it was an odd time to drink, but for me it was like you know, been awake and whatever. But yeah, but I started to think, you know, actually, you know, I really shouldn't be. After about a week of having the odd beer in the morning, while I would do, because I was still doing uni work at this time, I'm like, you know what, this is not normal. I really, and I started to really get a taste for just a normal pint of beer. I didn't have like one pint or one can or whatever, one bottle. But I like, when I didn't have a drink, I started to like, you know, now like, I'd be like, oh yeah, I really fancied a bit, and I'm like, shit, this really is. Like, I started to worry myself, so I stopped drinking. But that wasn't the reason. Mainly, I just don't drink because I don't like the effects. Most people get happy and you know, go to a good place. Whereas I just, when I have any alcohol, it just reminds me of everything bad I've ever done, all the mistakes. It just sends me into a stupor of depression and self-doubt and like introspection that's unhealthy. So yeah, that's so that's a very long story to say, guys. Be careful with the drinking tonight. But just the fact that, you know, England's not so bad. I mean, people get into fights, but it's not. We don't carry weapons. We don't carry guns. It seems like there's not as many murderers in the UK as there are in other countries. I don't know why. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, you know, I don't know. But anyway, for those, just be careful. I remember one time I went out. I was still at uni. I'd met up with some mates from school, for one mate actually, and I'd not been out for like 6 months, and I'd not, you know, I was just so busy, and it's like, do you want to come out? I'm like, yeah. So we went to this usual bar that we go to, and it was £1 for a bottle of beer. It was like on our first, so we had like a couple of shots, then we had about 6 or 7 bottles each, and I was absolutely fine. But I'd not had a drink for 6 months. But you know how you get outside and the fresh air hits you and it just knocks you on your ass. Well, I was absolutely fine inside. We went outside within 2 minutes. I was delirious. I was like, could not control my body. I was vomiting. I just totally passed out, and eventually my stepdad had to come and get me at like 3 in the morning. And I just laid in this graveyard. It was really weird. You know, when you're drunk, you're just totally out of it. Well, I had full cognitive abilities, like full awareness. My mind was sharp as any other day, but my body just, I couldn't control my body. I just couldn't do it. So it was, yeah, it was crazy. I've got some stories for you guys. Time I shit myself in front of my girlfriend, that was fun. Food poisoning. I've had food poisoning so many times. It's unreal. The time I almost died from food poisoning from something I ate. There was this, I lived in Chesterfield for a while. I went to college there, and it's in the UK in the Midlands. And there was this shop called English and Continental. I don't know if it's still there, but they were like a bit cheap. Like, I don't know. It's like the goods weren't illegal, but it's like they'd either missed a step in quality assurance or they'd come straight from factory with the goods, because they sold them extremely cheap. And I had this microwavable rice dish. And when I opened it, it smelled really strong of mushrooms. And the problem is with they're not labelled very well, or labelled at all, so you've no idea what you're getting half the time. And so I just assumed it was some sort of wild mushroom or mushroom dish we were on. So I started to cook it, and when I finished cooking it, it was just like really strong on mushrooms. Anyway, about 3/4 way through it, I'm like, you know, I'm not seeing a single mushroom in here. Well, it turns out that was the salmonella or whatever it was. I think salmonella it was. But I was pretty close to death. You know, people have died from this shit, and I was really ill. I was rushed to hospital. There were no. I should have sued them, man. I should have got some. That could have paid for my university fund. I mean, like, it was just crazy. I was crazy ill, hospitalised for several days. It was really, really bad. I've never. I mean, I've been really unlucky. Like, I've had food poisoning many times, but. Well, I'm a good cook, and you're like, yeah, of course you are. No, but like the things I've had are from like things I've had food poisoning from aren't things I've made myself. The things that have like been off, and or like I had food poisoning. I always stayed at my student house during Christmas and never went home till I could go booking. Just always wanted to do my uni work, so I stayed at my university address during Christmas, and at 9 o'clock Christmas morning on my own. I had eggs on toast, and because of the times where I had food poisoning, I massively overcook everything that could possibly give me food poisoning. Like, these eggs were not raw, you know, they were not half done, they were not. But it were a bad batch, and I was really ill. And you know, been on your own at Christmas, we've like been crazy ill with food poisoning. It was not nice. It was horrendous. And I'd be like, I'd end up like. Oh, it was so bad that at one point I was sat on the toilet with diarrhea, shitting myself, and at the same time I was leant over the sink which was next to the toilet, vomiting at the same time. And then I couldn't get, you know what it's like when you've got a temperature but you're also chilly and you're freezing, so you get warm, but as soon as your temperature raises ever so slightly, it makes you really ill. So I kept having to, and then I used to get really cold, so I used to go and get in the shower, and I laid in the bottom of the shower just vomiting and shitting myself, running hot water. Because our house was like a really, really shitty student house that's not fit to live in. It was really bad. Every time you had a shower, the kitchen flooded with about 3 inches of water. There was water damage all over the roof, and it was like that before we moved in, but we didn't really have much choice. So this was not a place that you should be living, and I hope that it's been shut down. I hope it's been prosecuted, because it was so bad. But yeah, and windows were falling out. Actually, like the wood was rotting, so the window frame was taped together. There was like no carpets. Like it was cold, eating on constantly. It was freezing, and so basically because of that, the only way for me to get warm was, well, I'd get in the shower and I'd like just lay in the bottom of the shower and shaking, vomiting, and it's no choice. And then I'd get out of the shower and I'd wrap myself in. I couldn't get dressed because it was like minutes apart between me needing to vomit and shit myself and then feeling a little bit better. So I had no choice really. So basically what I did is I wrapped myself in a thick house coat and then a long foot-length leather jacket, and then I got under my covers and like I'd be shivering and I'd start to get a little bit warm and I'd feel better for a few minutes, but then once I'd reached the like plateau of heat that would allow me, you know, temperature keep back in and I'd really ill again, then I'd be up again vomiting and oh man, it went on for like 3 days and I'm on my own. Oh my god. Anyway, I think that's enough. I've shit myself too many times to count stories, don't you guys? Suffice it to say, yeah, I've had flippers a lot, and I've had some good nights out where I've drank way too much, so ultimately this boils down to, guys, just be careful, yeah? You're going to want to drink a lot, you're going to want to drink in success because you're having a good time. The problem is with alcohol, it has a somewhat delayed effect. So you can drink and be alright for half an hour and then it all just hits you. Shit. So yeah, just be careful, guys. But other than that, have a good time. So good. So, do you know what I keep thinking? Why do I play Destiny still? And, do you know, I've got my issues with this. You guys have heard, and I think most of you that are subscribed can see the point. Because there are a lot of fanboys out there that don't realise that Destiny is like pretty. It's a scummy practice in the fact that, you know, what a bunch are doing with microtransactions and they've got the Dawning, which is a gift, a season for giving, and they've locked everything behind the paywall. You know, it's just really bad. And they have to come up with patches to turn the game into Destiny 1, more like Destiny 1. So now you can buy things with tokens. It should have been like that from start, but they wanted a progression system that would just keep you grinding. You know, they've had to make so many unscheduled patches and major patches on the core of the gameplay because it was so screwed up what they did, and they, you know, they didn't prepare for this. They had no idea, and now they've sent out an ad for basically a shit. I'm gonna die. They've sent out an ad for a senior progression designer. It's basically design Everversed into the progression system, so that the entire game is basically it's like Battlefront 2 basically. Maybe not as severe, especially not now that they can't. But yeah, it's kind of fucking, it kind of sucks, man. So Bungie just do not have the street cred or the you know, everyone bought Destiny 1 on the, it would explain how organized, you know, the fact that it's Bungie, but they've lost that. They've lost their ability now. They've lost any sort of credibility there. I'm sure there's still some fanboys out there, but Bungie are not the company they used to be. The moment before Destiny came out, the moment they signed with Activision, I was like, oh no. Like, I was like, oh god, their games are gonna fucking suck. They're gonna be tied corporately to this monster of an empire. Like, these big, corrupt, greedy organisations just drives you crazy. It really does. For some reason, the mute button on my headset doesn't work anymore. Oh, maybe it does. No, it doesn't. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, I think we'll do another strike, guys. You know, and I've got the reason I've got 3 coins active. I know they don't work here. It's just that I'm turning in certain items. So when you turn in like your milestone items, there's a higher chance of turning in an engram and it becoming getting an exotic as well. So that's why I'm doing that. So, oh, what to upgrade? I'm stuck. Oh, what's this? 319. Okay, let's just do that a little bit. So I've got, with regards to the Dawning stuff, I just need the helmet on each character now, because I've had enough dust that I've been able to buy each character's. I just need the helmet on each character, but the problem is I don't think I'm going to have enough left. I've got to buy 2 more helmets at 800 apiece, so I'm not going to have enough for all 3 items now. I've got plenty of things I can delete, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, I don't need, you know, exotic ships. It's silly. Like, you know, actually, that's better than. What one have I got on this? Traveller theme. Now let's go with that. It's a better looking ship anyway. Yeah, it's a weird looking ship. I don't like the idea of exotic ships because there's nothing exotic about a loading screen. Let's be honest, guys. 500 though. That's pretty good. So the thing is with it, yeah, I always want to keep these, but to be honest, I don't really need them all. I don't like this one. I don't know. There's big poles that look like guns on its side. I don't know why I don't like it. It's really weird. I like this. I like this one much better. Vanishing Point. It's like a big burst of flame out at the back of engine. It looks great. But I've swapped it out for a slightly slow one that's got less time to summon, because there's instant summations. Fantastic. But I just want to thank everyone who subscribed, guys. I was at 321. Someone's left. Someone subscribed yesterday and then left again. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. I've started to get the odd dislike on like each one of my videos recently, and I think I've got a person who's a hater. I think I left a couple of comments on political based stuff, and I think people, what people like over politics, and these are based on American politics, because I've followed them avidly and objectively, almost academically, for about 10 years. I'm just fascinated by the American system of politics, the corruption, just mind-blowing. And yeah, people don't think I'm qualified to comment because I don't live there, when, to be honest, you don't have to live in a country, in fact, not even close. You have to live in a country to know some. Most people don't know anything about their own political system. All that these people know is, I need to vote, but they're getting it wrong. They're voting for the wrong person, and you might say, well, that's their opinion, that's their option. No, there's nothing right about voting for Trump, a sexist elite billionaire who people thought he'd have their interests. That's what scares me. Now I understand they wanted to vote against the usual political inheritors, the vote against the standard corruption, and they thought, and he had a compelling argument, but there's no, the sort of person he is, the sexist scams, the lawsuits he's settled, the way recordings of how he's talked and treated people, it's insane, the illegal, he talks about building a wall around, no wall, bullshit, and they're going to pay for it. I mean, it's just crazy. And now, I don't know if you've been following the political stuff with Trump, but man, even like his own people are like, they're saying basically they're running like a daycare centre, and they spend most of their time just trying to keep him flying off on a tantrum. And his own people who are loyal supporters, they basically said they're worried that he might have dementia. He's forgetting things, he can't retain information, and on top of that, he absolutely lives in his own bubble. Like, he lives in his own reality. I mean, it really does. If you've ever followed any of the shit he's said or wants to do, it is mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. Like, I don't understand. Like, this is what comes to the point. I don't understand where it's okay to support someone who's like racist, sexist, biased, elitist. His recent, what was it, $6 trillion or $3 trillion tax cut that benefits pretty much only the rich. Like the middle class get about $1,000 extra a year, but that's for like 2 years, and then the taxes go up. I don't think people have just wanted a tiny bit of short income boost, and they don't realise they're going to be paying more tax in the long run. And on top of that, they'll get like an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a year, where the wealthy are getting like 50, 60 billion extra. Like his own company. His own company. What, he's going to make billions and billions in these tax cuts extra. And this is what I don't understand about the very wealthy. Like, when's not enough? Like, I don't understand. Like, the CEO of Uber, I think it's Uber, he gets paid 94 million a year. Like, and they continue to do shit that would make him more. I just don't. When is enough enough? Like, when do stock share price holders and all these gaming companies that are trying to make all this extra money? Like, people say that. Okay, there's a massive misconception here. People say that games haven't gone up, and that's true. I remember paying £60 for a game. See, England pay more than America for games. I don't know if you guys realise. You pay $60, I believe, which is the equivalent of about £100 over here. We pay like £60, which is the equivalent of $100. So we actually pay more for ours, you see. But it's all relative to your own economy, so I understand that. But people keep saying, well, games aren't gone up, and that's true. But the thing is, they overcharged 20 years ago when I remember Sega Mega Drive Master System. I paid £60 for games on that, and this was when I was 14. I mean, we're talking over 20 years ago. Now, what people don't realise is that
looks like some kind of art.
they keep saying, yeah, that's true, but guess what? They were overcharging then to make profit, and they didn't. You know, games are expensive to make, yes, but guess what? Technology's become a million times more advanced and cheaper. So actually, you know, we what they pay the employees and what they charge in the budget. Even like some of the big games that spend 200 million on a game, that's only like 2 or 3% of their final profit margin. You know what I mean? So they make 98% more than 200 million. And like people are like defending it. Oh yeah, we need microtransactions. No, we don't. And this pay to win thing, I understand that, but I don't understand people's attitude when they say it's fine, it's cosmetic. Don't you feel like you're getting like, oh my god, if you bought a car, would you be like, oh don't worry, it's not fast, it's got a really good engine, it's just really pretty to look at, so it's alright. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you want cosmetic stuff rather than functional stuff. I don't. I'd rather a beastly weapon. Back to the days where I think back to days like with Dead Space when microtransactions were introduced into that game. Back in the day, you'd pay like $3.99 for a suit and some resources, but you knew what you were getting. Now paying $3.99, like you wouldn't get the full suit or resources. You might have to pay £30 to get that full suit because they've broken it down into helmet, arms, legs, torso, whatever, chest piece. So there's no way in hell that for $3.99 you get the full suit. You see, this is what people don't understand. It's got so bad, and then people are, oh cool, it's only cosmetics. I understand the argument. I wouldn't want pay to win either. But you know, Call of Duty did it okay back in with Call of Duty Ghosts. You got some extra class sets, so you could, you know, and you buy the Ripper weapon. Okay, now it's a good weapon, but there's many weapons that at least equal it and outperform it. So why are you getting this new weapon? You're not paying to win. So there's a way you could get a Galahorn, and there are still other exotics that are just as good. For example, okay, that's a bad example because Galahorn is beast, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, you could still get individual weapons that you buy, but you're not winning because there's so many weapons in this game that you could get away with it. You know? And I'd rather have a beastly fucking exotic weapon rather than, oh, this makes this exotic look really pretty. I'm so grateful that that's happening. No, I'm not. I'm not grateful. I don't want that shit. Damn it.
Oh, exactly.
I want some good shit. Anyway. Maybe I'm digressing a little bit. In fact, I'm not because I didn't have an original point, so never mind. Why? Come on, kill this guy. What are you doing? What are these guys doing? Are they shooting? I don't know. He was there a long time. I couldn't get to him a minute ago because he was hidden behind the perch, so I was just regenerating health and then kaboom. I don't like this strike, guys. I don't. The strikes a little bit. They're all a little bit long, which originally I thought was a good thing, but when I used to grind strikes. After I'd reached like the level cap, I used to grind strikes all the time. It was like, and even though I had every exotic in the game in Destiny 1, I used to get excited about getting exotic engrams. Now I'm just not bothered. I know people are happy that they've brought back exotics from Destiny 1, and I guess I am as well. But they brought back so many, and so many of them are at hugely diminished capacity that it's insane. Like, it's hard to be happy about that. Are these guys going to do this? Yeah, they are. Good shit.
There's that servitor again.
Actually, this is a new servitor. When you kill them, they stay dead.
There we go. Servitors are so touchy.
This should be a heroic event. Damn it, why did that happen? What's happened? Did someone miss the box? Did we get it? I keep forgetting that it's a bit of a slow down. I don't think this is heroic, is it? That's a shame.
Can you hear me now? I'm back.
Going down though. Oh crap, no, I'm going down.
How did you do that?
Oh crap. Wow, I'm awesome. That was embarrassingly bad.
So many guardians today. Let's go.
But I've been watching Elementary. I've never seen it before. It's wicked. I'm on season 3 now. It's oh crap, the amount of hackers, the British dude who plays Sherlock Holmes, modern day. Lucy Liu, is it? Plays Watson, Joanne Watson. And she's like, we're trained by him, and like, she started off as he's an ex-heroin, Sherlock Holmes is an ex-heroin addict, and he moves to New York, and he's like a detective officer. And she's like, she starts off as a sober companion. She was a surgeon, became a sober companion. She quit medicine, and then ends up just being fascinated by what he does and becomes like his student. But she's like just as good now. She's like, you know, and he like he wanted her to stay on and shit as a sober as a partner eventually, because like she really helped his process, and he found her to be equally as. It's wicked. It's so good. It's really, really good. But yeah, I don't know if anyone's seen it. It started 2000. I think there's 5 seasons. It's finished now. It goes from 2008 to 2014, 15, I think. Something like that. I don't know. But anyway, it's finished now. But 5 seasons are fantastic. Well, I've only watched 2. I've only watched 2, 3. I'm nearly at the end of season 3. It's 24 episodes in each season, and it is absolutely brilliant. Oh, this seems like it's taking a long time to kill, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh shit. You dead, bro? Yeah, so I've never been that keen on this strike because the boss is annoying. Like, you do damage and then it just goes invisible and vanishes. It's just freaking annoying. Like, it's just like this strike's already padded out enough, and I think that the boss fight is just more padding to make it last longer. And like I said originally, I was like, yeah, it's cool, longer strikes, that's cool. But now that there's only a few, and you know what it's like. There always seems to be a specific 2 or 3 that, like when I did strikes, I did a video when I did 3 strikes, and it was the same strike in a row. 3 times in a row. I was behind on my milestone, so I was doing them, and yeah, weird, eh? Weird. You dead, bro? Oh shit! Explosion! Oh, get kneed in the face, huh? Get handy, bro. Alright. Oh. There we go. Yeah, sure. Have I got any more milestones finished? Let's have a look. I've got the client XP at 75, but 1 strike's not even going to be close to doing it. Even though it's heroic, I doubt it'll be enough. Probably take him to 85% maybe. Oop. So I still haven't finished the campaign with the Titan yet. I need to get on that. And I'll tell you what, guys, I've said it before, but the heroic strikes on your own are freaking solid, especially when you're only just above the light level. Holy shit. We're talking like I must have had 100 odd deaths with my characters on. Oh my god, it was really hard. It'd be nice to do them with other people. I don't think the difficulty level will increase at all. It probably does, but if it does, I think having 3 sets of guardians is way better than just 1 and getting your ass kicked. So, yeah. I think I should have used some on that. That's what I was planning to do, I just forgot for some reason. Oh, so many enemies! I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. So dead again. That's what's frustrating about this. So fucking annoying. Got a feeling they're coming from down there. They're going to annoy that. What's the chance I got to throw it? Really bullshit, yo. Yeah, I didn't like the drill strike with the drills on after a while, but I thought that was padded, but it's padded so much worse that I don't mind the other one. Plus you can run past the drill stage, and I don't like running past things in games. I don't know, I like getting the glimmer and the whatever skills and stats and whatever. So I don't really. Oh crap! Oh crap! Brilliant, guys. Can't do it. There's too much electric. Fuck. This is, guys. Oh, this is what's frustrating. Like when I play strikes, not only am I usually the last one alive, and everyone dies, but they've not been killing shit either. So all those floors were electrocuted, which means we've got to start this shit again. And like there were one strike I did where both players were, I thought like, they died at least 25 to 30 times each, and that was just leading up to boss, and they just died one after another. And I looked at their light level because I thought, oh, these guys must be massively under level, and no, they weren't. So these guys keep dying, but they're not shooting the... I don't know what they're doing, because there were so many bots alive electrocuting the floor that makes it impossible to jump. I don't know what they could have been shooting at, because I was like, at one point I was like, why are there all so these enemies everywhere? I can't figure it out, I'll be honest with you. I can't figure it out. Here's all I need to do. So, I need to snowball his ass. These guys need to start to... I don't understand. Look, they're not taking out these bots. This is the problem. I don't... Like, you've got to take those out to activate some of the other spawns. This is the thing. So, let's kick his ass. Oh, let's see what... This is crazy. Like, this shouldn't be happening. Happens far too often, unfortunately. I know people either they're not good aim, or they've not got much awareness on the situation, or they don't really ever focus on what they're supposed to. I don't know. I know there's different skill levels, but come on, man, these strikes. Yeah, I know it's pretty easy to die when you get over it. Like what I found when I died, for some reason the enemies seem to focus on me and like the boss and all the enemies. And well, this has happened a lot on that. You know that one of the new strikes where you fight that big Vex that goes circular around in the map and fires that laser beam. I've not. Look, these guys. I've never, up until now, I've never allowed these floors to be electrocuted. Like, it never gets to me. But I keep forgetting that these guys aren't paying attention. They're not shooting the things they're supposed to. So we're getting gridlocked and ass kicked. Like, look, there should be no electricity on this floor whatsoever. And now we're all going to. Look at this. I'm tempted to say something to him. I'm tempted. Guys, if you can hear me, can you start? Like I've never allowed any of these platforms to be electrocuted when I've done this strike, and it's happening constantly. You're letting way too enemies run up to us. I don't understand. Like, what are you shooting at if these guys are making it through? I don't quite understand. Look, it's happened again. I'm about to die because of it. This is insane. Like that. This shit doesn't happen when I look. They're not taking these things out. This is the problem. I don't understand why they're not. I really don't understand why they're not taking this shit out. I've got this long distance one, I'm sure this was something there. I'm gonna die. Oh crap. Right. Guys, if you can hear me, you really need to start shooting those robots. So many have made it to us. It's mind-boggling. I don't understand how that's happened. That's never happened to me. If it does, it's because I'm on my own and there's only me playing. Which is what it feels like right now. It honestly feels like I'm the only one playing this right now, guys. The boss is here. Oh, get away. It's like they've got no awareness of the no spatial awareness, situational awareness. Like, keep letting these robots like go up on those tethers and electrocute them, but then once they've done that, they come down. Sorry, randomly, I can't see shit. Oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. Holy shit. Thought I were gonna there. I'm gonna die. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Look at all these robots. This is what I don't understand. I don't understand why they're letting this happen. It's staggering. Like, this shit don't happen when I normally play with like average players. Look, guys, if you can hear me, I've never had a single platform electrocuted while I've been playing, let alone all of them. I've never known this to happen. I don't understand what you guys are doing. Look, every platform's electrocuted. I don't get it. Like, why are you not shooting? I just don't understand why they're not shooting stuff. It's mind blowing. This is the only thing that frustrates me about playing with randoms is that maybe I don't know, maybe my expectations are too high, but I don't think having players understand what they're supposed to do is expecting too higher standard. Is it? I don't know. Is it?
I guess so.
Is it expecting players to have a basic grasp of what they're supposed to shoot at? Or am I asking too much? I don't know. Am I being too much of a dick? I don't think so. I mean, I don't know, am I? I don't know. Just like the amount of electrocutions there was unreal. I can't play with those two again. I'll call it there anyway for video's sake. But it's been on a while. But yeah, sorry about it. I know I was complaining, but I was more flabbergasted. just like I couldn't figure out, and like, I'm so busy. And then I look around, and I start getting electrocuted. And I look around, and like every platform has like 2 or 3 of these robots on them, and now they're starting to move towards centre. And that's why I ended up dying. And I'm like, well, I'd just taken out 3 of them where I was. Why? And there's still more of them there. It's a bit crazy, to be honest. But anyway, guys, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks again for those that subscribe. I appreciate it, I really do. I don't normally promote myself or ask because I understand my videos aren't of the best quality. I know that there's very little editing, and it's not that I'm not able. I really am. It's just it's for people that don't know. Like, I've done video editing as a graphic designer, and there's a lot of work involved. So when you see these videos, like now, a lot of these YouTubers now have got so much money that they can pay people to do. They have people to film it, people to edit it. So they only do the easy part, which is like commentary and things. Maybe not all of them. Maybe some of them like the creative input, and maybe they do directional work. But you know, I know a lot of people like. I know Nature has people that put together videos for him now, which is fine. He makes millions a year. If he wants to employ someone to do it, no problem. He's earned it. But for me, you know, not getting it. I don't think. See, if I was, most people would like put more effort in if they were making money from it, and I'm not making money, obviously, and I don't think I have any right to, especially with a low sub count. I mean, I've got over 100,000 views, which is fine, but I don't promote myself. I never really ask for subs or likes, which I need to start doing. So please subscribe. If you're not, send it to a friend, let them subscribe. Drop a like, that'd be cool. But I think when it gets to the point where I start doing more complex editing and more interesting videos is when I want to do them. It won't be for the money. It'll be because like, you know, like I said, the insomnia and all the other health problems that come with it puts you in a creative and kind of functional slump. So the thought of spending 20 hours editing a video that's going to be 2 minutes long for people that for most people that aren't going to watch it, it feels like a lot of effort. And it never used to, but like I said, I used to kind of work through my insomnia, and as a designer or a lecturer or I used to be a writer, published author, well, in academic terms anyway, in academic fields, you know, but I used to use the insomnia as like a driving force to get through that, and yeah, it used to work. So but now I don't have that anymore. So I don't have the kind of, until I can figure a way to get more than 4 hours a month of sleep. It's very hard to explain how exhausting it is when you're awake probably close to 200 hours at a time, and then you only fall asleep for minutes at a time before you start to suffocate because you're on breathing, which then gives you nightmares of being strangled, choked, drowned, a building set on fire, whatever, and it wakes you up so you don't die. Like I said in the past, I've had times where I've fallen asleep and stopped breathing for so long that my girlfriends have thought I was dead, and this has happened. I've been rolled out of bed before because they couldn't get me breathing. I've been elbowed really hard I woke up to a massive elbow in ribs, and you know, like I woke up with, you know, and I'm like, what the hell? I had like bruising, and she's like, I couldn't get you breathing. I'm like, okay, fine. I've had a girlfriend set there's an app that activates on your phone when there's noise, and it records snoring and night noises. And she's like, this is how bad your breathing is. And I took some sleep tablets once, and I fell asleep for about, was it 20 minutes? Or I didn't think I'd slept at all, but I think I'd been asleep for 20 minutes. And I woke up, and anyway, I didn't view recording until morning, but she played it and she like, listen to this, and like the noises I was making, like snoring, but it was something else. It was really almost an impossibility to breathe, so I was making some horrendous noises. But yeah, so it's pretty tough. But anyway, guys, I'm sorry it's gone for long, a lot of explanations. I really enjoyed I shit myself loads, I used to get drunk, Anyway, guys, be careful on New Year's, don't drink too much, you're going to get the urge to. And I tell you what, it's going to ruin yours and your friend nights, and especially yours, because you're going to be freaking ill for a long time. And for those that are female, I know I shouldn't really, you know, be biased, but be careful out there, ladies. There are some bad people out there. Don't go home alone. Don't have too much to drink. Watch your drinks when you're out. There are some scumbag guys out there. We all know this. Anyway, again, everyone, thank you so much. I think I'm going to, when I get to 400 subs, I'm going to do a giveaway. And within reason, I was going to do a game of your choice, but we'll make it a gift of your choice. So within reason, okay, because remember, I don't make any money from this. So within reason, it'll be a gift of your choice. Now, I don't know what that means. That'll mean something different to every other person. So if you want to start dropping hints on what you'd like as a possible gift, let me know as a giveaway, and I'll set that up. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot, and I'll see you all on the next one. So cheers.